Hey, good afternoon, guys. I'm making this video to see if I can get a little help from the flight sim community. It's more about the flight plans more than anything else. I'm trying to understand certain things. Okay, so let me give you an example. So I want to fly a flight plan. I fly for United. Okay, and usually what I do is I come over here to FlightAware and I look at the flights, that they fly according to where I'm going to go, and I basically take the route. Now, one of the issues that I see, or something that's happening, I use, what's that program I have over here? I use this program over here. What is it called? PPFX, or excuse me, PFPX. Okay. Now, the reason why I brought this up is because when I was filling this out, I have this little thing. It looks like a little circle. Basically, they call it the weather report. Basically, it's a little circle. You can put down what direction the wind is going, and then also put in what the runways are, and it'll basically tell you the best runway to use for takeoffs and landings. And it corresponds to this right here, which is great. What happened was I put this in, everything was fine, and then what happened was I put the route in over here, and then all of a sudden let's see if I could do it, the runways changed. And then I realized, okay, well, those are SIDS and stars based on, I would take the winds that were current when this was selected. Now, I'm not a real world pilot, so I don't understand what happens in the scenario like that. Do they just change the SIDS and stars? Or, I know they can't just use the runways that it says to use because of the wind situation. So in real world, do they just change the SID and star to coincide with the winds for the runways that they need to land and take off on? Or how does that work out? Now, another program I use is Pilot to ATC, which is, like, for me, is the best ATC program I've used in a long time, and I'll be using this God knows how long, on top of the fact that it makes flight plans. I've been comparing the two to see if I even need the PFPX anymore. Actually, this does a really good job. Another reason why I was asking is because if you see here, if I come over here and I make a new flight plan, so we're going to go from Kilo information, all right, to KTPA. Where is it? Oh, damn it. KTP. Okay. Now, if I have this, this is the reason why I was asking. If I have this, just make the flight plan based on the departing and arriving airports, it does a really good job. I also have this connected to my Active Sky, so everything is getting the weather from Active Sky, so it should all work the same way if it comes to selecting the runways. Now, this picked, let's see, this picked a good flight plan. Let's see if I come over here. All right, you can see the SID, star, the approach. Okay, so it did a good job with that. Now, if I say, okay, I want to put in that flight plan myself that I copied from FlightAware, import it. Okay, now this is what it's selecting over here, which is the same one that I have for the original flight plan. Okay, so I say, okay, let's load that up. All right, now the star is where it gets different. Now, according to the flight plan I have over here, it was Delta Alpha Delta Echo Sierra 4. Okay, this is selecting a different star. Now I'm thinking, okay, the reason why it's selecting this, and you know, please understand, I'm not a real pilot, so I know this is probably sounding stupid to someone who really does this for, you know, a living. But I'm taking it that the reason this changed is because this would be a better approach, or I guess you would say highway in, according to the winds. Now, does this happen basically in real life, where they say, hey, we have to change out that SID because, you know, the wind changed or whatever the case? That's the only reason why I want to know, is because every time I look on the FlightAware, they all seem to have the same routes. Every single one of them has the same routes. If I, you know, depending on where I'm flying from and to, they all basically use the same route. And I would just wanted to know is, when they actually go to fly, if those winds have changed, do they actually change the route itself, the SID and star? That's my basic question. Because if I knew that, then I know that, okay, if this changes it around, as long as the runways are correct for the winds, then I'm good to go. So that's basically all I wanted to know, guys. Sorry if I made this a little long. Just trying to get this done right. All right, thank you very much. Bye.